Is it a yellow card? Is it a yellow card? That's the question.
If you get 100...
Is it a yellow card?
For me, I could see how, for sure, could be a yellow card, but I could also see how the referee said, Champions League football, let's keep it in my pocket.
Is it a yellow card?
Arsenal put up a touchdown and an extra point. It's crazy.
Yeah,
seven?
They did, and they bullied PSV from start to finish, and everything they do starts wide. But they have these talents and they have these players, and you know, on the one goal, Nico mentions the youth linking up as well. But then they're also pretty sound defensively, good on set pieces. I could see them making some noise in the later stage of this Champions League.
Well, let's not forget, in this game, there were two controversial talking points at the start, and the first was, before Arsenal did take the lead, should they have been given a penalty for a challenge on Martin Odegaard in the box? Then after that, the big talking point was Myles Lewis-Skelly, where he got booked, and then 2 minutes later did another tackle where he should have been booked, and that should have been his second yellow, and potentially Arsenal could have been down to 10 men with only being 2-0 up, and that could have changed the whole game.
I think it could have changed the game. Arsenal were up 2-0. They were definitely steamrolling PSV, or they felt like they were
in control.
But I think there's an even greater talking point, that Saibari, who didn't have a great game, he had an opportunity to put PSV up 1-0. And talk about setting the tone, right, against an Arsenal.
The one off the crossbar?
At the very beginning, where Raya, is very similar to the goal that PSV conceded themselves later in the game. Raya goes down, makes the save, but leaves it's alive at the edge of the 6-yard box. Saibari comes in, Gabriel is late, kind of forces him to push
to put a bit of pressure.
For sure, but that's no excuse. You got to score that. In the Champions League, you can't allow a team like Arsenal to breathe new life. And they were off the hook, and 2 minutes, 3 minutes later, they ended up scoring the opening goal, and then after that, the tone changed. So it's all about taking your chances in the Champions League against a big team.
It is taking your chances, but also, like I said, the biggest point, I think, from when you talk about the games of margins, being a manager, coach, that could be a big game changer if Lewis-Skelly does get a second yellow, because it was a tackle that was worthy of a second yellow just after being booked like a minute or two earlier. So that changed the whole dynamic. And Mikel Arteta knew that could be a problem for him, which is why he took him off real quick.
In the first half.
Everything that was going on, because he didn't want the fans to influence the referee. But those are the moments we talk about that changes a lot. That could be a big advantage for a team that's trying to get a win at home. And you're talking about Champions League football. But for me, I think that was one of the biggest talking points of the game.
But now the reality is it leaves them with such a mountain to turn over in this next game at the Emirates. And the game
this was it there. This was the second booking there. There's a fan in the back that's actually quite funny that stands up and giving it a second time. But that there is it's worthy of a second yellow card there. That was just a challenge. And he knows. Look at his expression there. Oh, my God. And he knew the expression. And the referee did well. And we talk about referee using common sense. To a referee, it's considered as common sense, but if you're a PSV fan or PSV coach right now, you're going to feel hard done by.
I'm not sure it's a stone cold yellow card, though.
Yeah, but Grella, are you seeing the contact there in the second?
He's not stopping a counter.
Look at his face.
But he's in a dangerous. He's in a promising position.
He's just been booked 2 minutes before that. You don't go to. I don't need you.
No, I agree. I would sell him the same thing. What are you doing? Are you nuts? But
why, Nigel? Are you saying that?
I'm not saying this is 100% yellow card.
That's
definitely that in the modern game. That challenge there is a yellow card.
I agree. It probably should be, but it's not like if you get 100 refs in the room, especially if
it's either a yellow card or it's not. Is it a yellow card? Is it a yellow card? That's the question.
If you get 100. For me, I could see how for sure could be a yellow card, but I could also see how the referee said Champions League football. Let's keep it in my pocket.
Is it a yellow card?
I'm not like
I don't think the referee. I don't think the referee.
Both ways.
Listen, you could
open-minded.
You could give them the benefit of the doubt. The second AR was right in front of the play. The referee was trailing the play. They both saw it and decided not to go in. They stopped the promising attack. I think he would have been
saying that it's a promising attack.
Promising attack. Okay. He was about to cross the ball. If he would have sent him off, if he would have given him a second yellow, I think he would have been completely justified. I think we would have found very little arguments against a second yellow.
Can you just answer the question?
It's a yellow. It's a yellow.
Grella, is it a yellow card? Yes or no?
It's probably yellow.
You've seen them.
Probably should have been yellow. Sorry for the detour.
Again. Yeah, we've got to hear from Declan Rice. Here he is with Yuri and Timber following the game.
Well done, an historic night in terms of the scoreline. First, you said yesterday, let's change the narrative. You've done that, haven't you?
Yeah, I think that we've done that. Massive performance from the team. I'm proud of the guys. We showed today in the Champions League again that we're capable of a lot, and we put ourselves in a good position for next week.
Yeah, Arsenal's biggest ever win away from home in the Champions League. What worked, especially in the attacking sense?
I think we was fluid, we had enthusiasm, we had the drive, the hunger. You know, it's the knockout round of the Champions League. But look, we've been playing like this all season. We just spoke about a narrative. I think we feel as players we've been doing well. Sometimes we score 5 or 6, sometimes we score 2 or 3, sometimes we can lose by 1, and that's where we need to keep pushing as a team with the mentality. And tonight we certainly done that, especially when they come back into the game 3-1. It could have sat back, but we had the opportunity to go and score more goals, and I think you see that in the second half. It was massive performance.
Well, you started it. What was better, your header or Declan's cross?
His header.
No, I'm not sure. But the moment you touch it, I know what's going to come in my head. Bro. No, amazing cross. I think good header as well. Nice to open the score here, you know, in Holland.
Well, nice for you after 11 appearances against PSV, and you've scored against them now.
It's the first time, yeah, I've scored against them as well. No, I have to win here, you know. Rivals of Ajax, so I have to win here. Amazing win today. I'm happy.
Injuries aren't good, but they give players a chance, and Ethan Nwaneri has had his chance. Where do you place his performance tonight?
Top. 17 years old, playing on the biggest stage in football. It's crazy. We see him every day. All of the lads are taking him under we're taking him under our wing. Same with Myles, and they deserve to be playing. You know, you should see him train the way they have, no fear, the way they want to come and perform. He was brilliant tonight.
But it gives him he gets that chance, and he's taking it. And what's he showing?
Listen, even if Sachs was still here, Ethan would be still in and around the team and getting minutes, because trust me, he trains that well and he's that good. He's with us, same with Myles, even though he come off due to the yellow card. We have 2 youngsters and we have plenty more coming through who are so good as well. But such a big night for us, and yeah, now on to the home game. Nothing's done yet. We've got to keep pushing and yeah, see what happens.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say though, guys, you have a trip to Madrid coming.
Yeah, what was the score?
2-1 Real, I believe. That was the latest score.
Yeah,
that's a bit closer.
First next week. But what I said, we put ourselves in a good position for next week. Finish it, and then after we'll see.
Thank you. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
So the poll says, who was Arsenal's best player today? And Martin Odegaard won with 77%. You agree with that, Nige?
I think it's a bit harsh. I thought Declan Rice had a really good game. Declan Rice was very influential for me, and coming back off of a tough game against West Ham in the Premier League and getting a bit of stick, I thought he was fantastic today. That was a fantastic ball in there by Declan Rice. And he also did score early in the game, but would be ruled off for offside as well. He was very influential today.
You feel like they needed that today for a number of reasons, not just because of the run in the Premier League, just because of the title race getting away from them, but from all the noise around the club. To put in a performance like that felt really important.
Without a doubt, they were held scoreless in the Premier League for 2 consecutive games. They don't have a striker, and they responded in the Champions League by scoring 7 goals away.
For no striker, it's not that bad, is it? A moment of history as well. Arsenal are the first team in the Champions League history to score 7 or more goals away from home in a knockout stage match. Let's hear from the Gunners' boss, Mikel Arteta.
How do you explain you just shot 3 times in a target in the last 2 games in Premier League, and tonight you were able to score 7 goals?
Because this is football. So in football, keep working, put your head down, be humble, and you do what you have to do. In some moment, you get the rewards, and that's the beauty of it, that nobody can write what's going to happen the next game. Nobody's right or wrong, and the players are so willing, so I'm really happy for them.
Did he mean to say that?
I'd ask Grella and Nico. What's your thoughts?
Was the messaging
the humble part. Okay.
Are you with us?
Are you with us?
I was offline for a second there, but now I'm back. I don't know. I think he did, because he had a little smirk afterwards. So I think that he did mean that. The stay humble. It was a play on words for him. Obviously, he's referring to Man City, right, and that whole situation. End of the day, though, it is a stark difference, though, that you only take 2 or 3 shots on target in the Premier League in 2 games, and then you win 7-1. So, I mean, that's also scary that you don't know what you're going to get on the day. I know he says it's a beautiful part of football, but it's also scary if you're a manager and you don't know exactly what your team is going to do. So
here's the one thing I'll say about Arsenal, because it feels like the fans and all the noise around Arsenal, they got a little bit carried away after that Manchester City win, and there was this movement of back on the struggle bus for Arsenal. And I don't want to rain on their parade, but PSV didn't show up today. It was a no contest. Arsenal showed their quality. You got to go out there and score 7 goals. All right, on to the next. It was a game where you didn't even have to hit 5th gear. You put 7 past them. That means that the other team didn't show up to play. And you took care of business, and you're going to make the quarterfinal of the Champions League. So let's not get carried away with a 7-0 result, or what was it, 7-0, right? 7-1 by a 7 with the penalty kick. Let's not get carried away by a 7-1 result. In a sense, stay humble, keep working. He's right, because it's step by step by step. It sounds a little bit ironic, but it's true, Nige. How much noise was there with that Manchester City win, and now there's a 13-point difference between Liverpool and Arsenal in the title race?
Just say, let's not get carried away. Okay,
Right.
the humble thing is still carrying on.
Reigniting it, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Good luck to them. It was a great performance by them. Again, just on to the next now. That's what you have to look at it as that.
Nige, what do you think about the fan that asked, can Arsenal go all the way and win the Champions League this season?
I think it's going to be a tough ask. I really do. I don't know if they're a candidate for it.
They are, actually, by fact, they're a candidate to win the Champions League.
You think they are?
I think
they're in the tournament, and they just beat PSV 7-1. They're in the tournament.
I think there's 4 better candidates.
They're a candidate.
There are 4 better
candidates, but the question is, are they a candidate?
At what point do you stop saying candidate when you're dropping out of maybe not the top 5, not top 6?
Would you say Arsenal's in the top 4 of the teams remaining in this season's Champions League?
So hard to say.
Liverpool, Barcelona, PSG, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid. They're Inter. They're all more of a candidate than Arsenal are.
What I'm saying is, and the odds will come out once we see which Madrid team makes it out. It looks obviously now that Real Madrid are in the driver's seat. Arsenal will be through the next round. Be Real Madrid, Arsenal. Is Real Madrid looking at Arsenal and saying this is going to be an easy match for us? I don't think so. I would really be shocked if they said, well, we can't wait to play Arsenal.
Yeah, but Greta, I'm thinking maybe this is a favourite. There's no favourable ties, but
not against Arsenal.
I would say they probably look at Arsenal as a more favourable tie because of the tactical element of it and this whole debate we keep talking about them having no striker. Like when you're going to play Real Madrid and you don't have a striker, it's going to be hard for you to break them down with what you'll have to deal with.
I don't think they circle that and say that's an easy game for them.
I would say we will learn more about Arsenal in whoever they face next.